See, I'm not even. I dey try. Okay. My eye, only me. I don't even know. Yes, cold one. Oh, if it's not cold, don't give me. Do sharp, sharp.
So the meeting is live. The YouTube is live now, and I'm making you the host rather. So I'm
Oh,
sure
yeah,
you are
share
going to
me the
put up.
YouTube link.
Yeah, it's already in the chat box.
Okay. Why can't I copy the YouTube link? Please share it in the group. Hey, sorry. Stand. So me give my mouth first. Put this to where? This is open the door. If this is here, I will not be happy with you. Alpha, why can't I copy the YouTube link? Is it this type you have? You don't have the can? Is it this type you have? Is it the can? You don't have the can? Give me the can. Don't give me this one. No, now. Oh, yeah, give me that one. This one. The can 600. Give me this one. Give me. Give me the water sharp, sharp now. That's all. Give me. This time too much. This time I come here, once in a buy to the good snack. Mommy, good evening, ma. Fine, ma. Okay. Okay. Only me they call. Wonderful. Hello, Lola. Welcome, oh, welcome. Okay, I can see some of the panelists joining. I can see Lex Alade. I can see Uzdaro. Welcome on the call. It's an amazing time having you this evening. We'll be waiting for others, so I'll just make you co-host now.
Oh, thank you very much. Really appreciate.
You're welcome.
Uzdaro,
welcome on the call.
I'm happy to see you all. We'll give you a
Well, sing welcome song for them. Sing welcome song for them. You are welcome. You are welcome.
You are welcome. You are welcome to the panel session of today.
Mr. Etebet, I don't know you are this hilarious, but I think it's great.
Yes, I am.
Fantastic to know.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, Olulola, thank you very much for the information, updates, and everything. And thank you for making all of this come together. And I attend a few of the previous sessions too. They are really great. I couldn't really attend as much, spending the time, but the few that I was able to attend on YouTube is really fantastic.
Thank you.
Good
I feel
job.
like I'll miss communicating with you guys already.
Hi everyone, good evening. Please confirm if I'm audible enough. I'm doing a mic check and like. Like nobody hear me. Let me work on my mic. Hi everyone.
Samuel, we can hear you loud and clear.
We can hear you. You're
Loud,
welcome.
All right, yes, thanks.
Well done. Welcome on the call. Good evening, good night, wherever you're joining from. How was the time from your end there? Let me guess. I think 8:54.
Yeah, 8:54. We're 1 hour ahead.
Okay. Amazing. Okay, it's a good thing that we are all Kempites. So let's just make it very easy for ourselves, right? Let's quickly go to our clusters, go to the main group, and inform them that we have started. I think it makes things very much easy. Probably people feel that today is the end of the session or yesterday, but today happens to be way much better than what we have in all through, right? So let's go to the clusters. Let's go to different areas and remind people that it's time for the panelist session. All right. I can see people joining the call already. Hadiza will be the anchor. Should also be the one to usher in. Okay, there is a moderation, so just follow through. Right, we have our back end technical lead in the person of Dr. Olulola, Subanjo. Being a doctor, a medical doctor, and an engineer at the same time, sound engineer. I think we need to really give her a round of applause there. Great job you've been doing, Lola, and we appreciate your efforts all through these days. Please confirm you can hear me.
We can hear you, Ethelbert.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ethelbert.
Yes. All right. So over to you, team. I'll be on standby for any backup. Well done.
When do we start?
By 8, you just start talking, but then give 5 minutes, right, for people to join. But by 8, you start talking, and then just inform that we're going to give 5 more minutes. So let's go to our clusters and inform people that it has started. Please, let's do that. Also, co-host, also be cognizant of those that are coming in the call. We need to admit them. So just be on standby to admit. I've been admitting a lot of people. Be on standby, look at person and make sure that the name resonates with what you're aware of in Dekemp. You may not know everybody, but at least you know who is fishing and who is not. So just be on standby.
Ida ole Kenya or Chadi Moma, who le who ya Yalen Fish or the Kenya. So I need to die ya 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 raka leo yo tu ma con le balon kala kembu ole ko ayan no haru ipi ole ko ini supaya kala lebih kata supaya tu me
Can we
ole.
Hi everyone, good evening, and welcome to day 5 of the camp at 5. So welcome to everyone coming in. Kindly share the link to your clusters, please, to remind others to join. I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, thank you, Adobe. All right, so if you're just joining, please kindly share the link to your clusters so others can join as well and remind others to come into the meeting. So today we're diving into another interesting session of Dekemp Part 5, and we have another.
Please, the meeting is not being recorded. Elizabeth Collins.
All right, thank you for that. Okay, so we have another value packed session to unravel today, and if you're just joining us, welcome. So without further waste of time, we're just going to go into what we have for today, starting with the camp anthem. So please, can we have the camp anthem, please?
but is a great family of trust, love, and excellence, of oneness, togetherness, in all that we do. We aim to achieve great success through process, learn and relearn, to make our works much more better. Yes, process over results. Empires, resourceful people who support each other, knowing that till we all win, we are work in progress. Yes, we will achieve great success. Thanks for me, Kelechi, who founded this noble group. Lord, please make us all winners.
Okay. So up next we have the overall Decemp at 5 thriller video.
The most anticipated event of the year is here again, celebrating Dekemp at 5. The theme, an inch forward, the mindset of a transgenerational leader. Meet our speakers, Dr. Kelechukwu Onwukamike, founder, Dekemp, Engineer Deshino Jonathan Ojo, founder, AIGE Limited, Engineer Lufumilade Akingba-Bohun, past national chairman of Nigerian Institution of Mechanical Engineers, Stella Ijoma Olugbemi, corporate expert and brand manager, Edwin Power PLC, Dr. Michael Taiwo, founder of Michael Taiwo Scholarship, and Mark Idiahi, social enterprise developer. Date 7th to 13th October 2024. Time 8 to 9:30 p.m. WAT. Venue a virtual meeting on Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube platform. Don't be left out by doing what to register via the link below. For more information, visit the website www.dekemp.org. Dekemp at 5 promises to leave you with a remarkable experience, exploring the opportunities hidden, inching forward.
All right, thank you, Lola. We have our video of the day, please?
Hi guys, good evening. My name is Sandra Binze and I am currently studying the Erasmus Food for S program. I'm on my last mobility at Dublin. I want to wish Dekemp a happy 5th anniversary. I'm glad for the work that we've done as a family, and I want to encourage all of us to keep inching forward and keep supporting one another. I'm glad to be part of this family. Happy anniversary, everyone.
Hooray! The camp is 5 this year. Did you hear me clearly? We are 5. My name is Blessing AJ, and I am an Erasmus Mundus scholar at the University of York in the United Kingdom. And this became a reality due to my engagement as a campite. I got to be mentored by an incredible leader, a mentor, a big brother, name it. He's always there supporting you all through the journey. And like he would always say, that we should prioritize progress over results. And this has really shifted my mindset. Being in such a community that do not just give you wings to fly, but they support you all through it is super, super amazing. And I am excited that we are 5, and I know that more amazing years, more great things are in store for us as a community. And I am wishing each and every campite all around the world a happy anniversary.
Hello, my name is Ifunanya Stella. I'm a PhD researcher at the University of Hull, England. I joined Dekemp in September 2020. I was drawn to Dekemp by Dr. Casey's intellectual abilities, which left me inspired to learn from his wealth of experiences. Over the years, Dekemp has transformed my mindset and empowered me to think like a transgenerational leader, always striving to move an inch forward no matter the challenges. Happy 5th anniversary, Dekemp. Cheers to many more years of growth and success. Bye now.
Hello everyone, my name is Muzan Ijoma Williams, a PhD student in Environmental Engineering and Earth Sciences here at Clemson University, South Carolina, United States. Dekemp has been instrumental to my journey so far. I joined Dekemp in 2022 after Dr. Casey 30 Days Productivity Challenge. In Dekemp, I gained a community that taught me process over result, and that has been pivotal to my journey thus far. Now, as a PhD candidate, it became clearer that PhD scholarship is only an enabler to the future we want for ourselves. As we celebrate Dekemp at 5, an inch forward, the transgenerational leader, I urge you to imbibe this principle of process over result. Congratulations to us, Kempite. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Lola. So up next, we're going to have our citation of panelists.
Dekemp at 5 celebration is never complete without a panel session. This year's panel session's topic is centered at collaborative fellowship, a concept for sustainable leadership. Meet our panelists. Udeme Ekwe, a Master's in Educational Management scholar at the University of Uyo, certified and practicing foreign language teacher and the lead stylist at UL Clothing. Samuel Ogidi, an Erasmus scholar who is currently pursuing a multiple Masters in Degree Multi-Phase Systems for Sustainable Energy, passionate about youth empowerment and capacity building. Adebowale Lex Alade, a PhD candidate at Baylor College of Medicine in the United States of America, a mentor for the Drug Discovery Research Group of the BCM SMART program. Boluwatife Agwana, an educator, social impact worker, and SDG advocate committed to youth empowerment and promoting quality education, especially for underdeserved communities. And Uzaru Abubakar, an Erasmus alumni in an AI-related field, former Vice President of International Students, International Students Union, Faculty of Science and Technology, University of Debrecen, Hungary. former International Student Ambassador, former International Student Mentor, National Union of Students in Hungary, University of Dekemp, Hungary, Assistant Secretary General, Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, NIDO, Hungary, and Erasmus IMLEX 2022 Cohort Student Representative and Quality Assurance Board members. Ladies and gentlemen, stay close and stay elated at the panel session of Dekemp at 5 celebration.
Okay, so we've heard that correctly. For today's session, we're having a panel session with 5 amazing panelists. 5 seems to be a recurring number today. Day 5, Dekemp at 5, and we have 5 amazing panelists. All right, so without further ado, let's give way for our panelists for today to unravel what they have for us. Please stay back, stay put, and ready your questions and contributions. Thank you. All right, our speakers can go ahead, please.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you, Demi.
Okay, thank you. Hello, good evening, everyone. Can you see me?
Yes, we can see you. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Please, may I have the... All right, we proceed. I can spot 1, 2, 3. The last person, the last panelist, I'm trying to get through to the last panelist. Okay, we begin. My name is Dekemp, and for tonight, I will be your lead panelist for this session. And a very quick one, just before I proceed, I want to wish all the girl child in the house right now, happy International Day of a Girl Child. I see what you're doing. Thank you for pushing through. Thank you for always staying true, and trust God and trust yourself. You're going to get it. You're going to make it in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so our topic for this year panel session, celebrating Dekemp at 5, is centered at collaborative fellowship, a concept for sustainable leadership. And we'll be taking you through a little subdefinition of what a collaborative leadership is. And we will say it is a leadership approach that fosters shared responsibility, collective growth, mutual support among individual and team organizations such as Dekemp. It emphasizes on empathy, trust, and open communication to achieve a common goal and create sustainable and positive impact. So this is for all the Kembai joining us this evening to awaken your mind on the questions you should be wrapping your head through. Start sending us your question in the comment section and we'll be here to answer it all through. Thank you, and thank you very much. We proceed. Okay. Being the International Day for the Girl Child, the first question will be going to Bolu, social impact advocate. Okay, so my question goes down. What are the key principles that one should underpin in collaborative fellowship? That is, how do they contribute to sustainable goal? What are those principles that contribute to sustainable goal? You have the floor, ma'am.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Am I audible enough? Good evening, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, you are.
First, I want to appreciate everyone and the organizers of this event. Thank you so much for having me on board. So my name is Boluwati Fehagbon, and I'll talk about collaborative leadership. So for me, collaborative leadership, from the word collaborate, how is a platform where people come together to work together. They collaborate, they work together, they join hands to achieve a particular goal. So that is collaborative leadership for me. People coming together to achieve a particular goal. But for leadership to work, when people come together, there are strategies that must be put in place. And I must tell you today that leadership is responsibility. And it is when you have followers or people that are ready to work with you, that is when the journey will be easy. I've been privileged to lead a couple of projects, and I can tell you that leadership is responsibility. But what makes the journey easy is when your followers they make the work easy for you. They are ready to work with you. And for collaborative leadership to succeed or sustainable leadership to succeed, you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional. You have to be strategic for it to work. And also, you have to build partnerships. You have to know where you are going. And also, for collaborative leadership to work, you have to be able to adapt. You have to understand emotional intelligence, because in leadership, you are working with people from different walks of life. There are people that their character might not even want you to continue. And emotional intelligence has to do with you understanding yourself and understanding the people you are working with. Okay, this person I'm working with is a choleric. This person, anytime I say, okay, do this thing, the person will not be able to do it. And as a leader, what do? You must adapt. So for collaborative leadership to work, as a leader, you need to understand emotional intelligence. That is understanding the feelings of yours and that of others, and using the decisions gotten to guide your decision. As a leader, you need to understand adaptability. You need to be able to adapt to different situations, because people will piss you off. They will do things that will annoy you. They might not want to work with you, but you need to be able to adapt to different situations. Emotional intelligence, adaptability, intentionality. I would love to stop there. Thank you very much.
Wow, 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 wow. You've done justice to that question. And I must say, the key words that actually stood out for me was intentionality, emotional intelligence, of course, mutual support from their team members, the followers, and all of that. Thank you so very much for doing justice to that question. Okay, so the next question will be going to Mr. Abubakar. Good evening, sir. Okay, on the first day of the Dekemp at 5 celebration, the speaker of the day, Mr. Dr. Michael Taiwo, made a statement. He said, nothing will move until you move. He said, nothing will change until you change. Now, contextually, explain the above statement and how it can foster growth in a community like Dekemp. The floor is open. Please, is Abubakar there? Okay, if Abubakar is not there, Samuel, please could you answer the question?
He's there, but we can't seem to hear him. His video
Okay,
is
Abubakar,
showing.
please unmute yourself. You're still muted. Abubakar, you're speaking, but you're still muting. Unmute yourself. You're a co-host, so you could unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about now?
The floor is open.
Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone, for the opportunity to join this panel session.
I think Uzari's network has gone off.
Okay, please, what happened? We lost him. Hello?
Yes, we lost Uzair.
Okay, Samuel, please take up the question.
All right. Do you mind reiterating the question? Sorry, I think you're muted. You're muted. Sorry, you're muted.
Udeme, you're muted.
Okay.
Okay, hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, sure, we can.
Okay, the question goes down. Nothing will move until you move. Nothing will change until you change. This statement was made by Dr. Taiwo on the first day of Dekemp at 5. Now, contextually, explain the above statement and how it could foster growth in a community as Dekemp.
Okay. So, yeah, good evening, everyone. And thank you for having me on this call this evening. And I wish all the girl child a happy international celebration and Dekemp at 5 too as well. So yeah, to respond to that, from my understanding, and also taking light and insight from what Dr. MT had mentioned during his presentation also. Truly speaking, most times people in our part of the generation or part of the world tend to always want to wait for so-called leaders who are probably occupying a certain seat or position to always want to do everything for them, right? But then I would like to say on this call that we have to first of all understand that everyone is a leader, irrespective of the fact that you're holding an office, a position, or sitting on any seat or portfolio. Everyone is a leader. It then means at some point in time, there are things you ought to do. You don't necessarily need to wait, because we would keep on saying, oh, we want this to be done, we need this to be done, even in Dekemp too as well. There are things you would have seen that you want to see it implemented in Dekemp, you want to see it implemented in your community, within your environment and all that. It will never work if you don't stand up to move or take action towards seeing that vision that you have is actualized. So first thing first is for us to understand that yes, we are all leaders, right? You are either leading yourself or you are leading people, but then you just have to have that mindset that we are all leaders. So if there is anything you want to see, there is anything you desire to see, then you have to take up the responsibility either to communicate with the people who are holding a certain position. And of course, the key attributes to that communication has to come into the good communication, how you're able to channel that thought, how you're able to channel that vision. Communication has to play a very key role. Then you push towards that, and definitely we're going to see it coming into action. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you so very much. That was quite educational. And that's you saying that we have to be an idealized leader. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Now, our next question will be going to Lake. Lake, a scholar. There's a definition of leadership that says that leadership is helping people move from where they are to where they ought to be. Now, the question comes, how can organization overcome power dynamics? How can organization overcome power dynamics and radical structures to successfully implement collaborative fellowship? How do they overcome that power of structures that we have the hierarchy like in Dekemp, we have Dr. Casey, which is the first Kembite, we have a Presido and all of that. Now, you as a leader in the sub-team, how do you boycott all of these, overcome this power tussle, but still aim at the common goal of the organization or of your own organization? The floor is open, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Can you repeat the preamble to the question? There is something you mentioned which I think is very interesting that I want to catch.
Okay, I said leadership is helping people move from where they are to where they ought to be.
To be, yes. Yeah, thank you very much. First, I would like to give a special shout out to Casey. He is very fantastic as a leader, as mentor, as everything. I've seen a lot in him, watching him from afar before I get close to him, and getting close to him is even more than what I've seen afar. He's very wonderful. I would like to make that note. And I would like to congratulate our Kempites on this 5th anniversary. What everyone is doing together with Casey is fantastic. It's a great legacy. And thank you very much for inviting me to this. It's a great opportunity. When I saw it, I couldn't believe it. And I would like to thank you, Etebe, Tululola, for putting all of this together. To address the question is, I would say first, it's quite challenging for me myself, but I will try to do justice as I understand it. So, and I think the most important part of the question is how to overcome power dynamics when it comes to maybe stratification in leadership and everything. You also mentioned tussle. I would say that number one of the key things that I would like to word the first panel who you asked a question about the principles of you mentioned some things, intentionality and things like that and what reflects back to this question is trust, which is very important. Why I mentioned trust is that number one, do I trust in the leader? So for example, Casey is the leader of the camp. And then maybe I am a sub-leader of maybe a cluster. And now let's just assume if there is going to be like maybe a tussle, for example, that would be that, oh, I am not connecting with Casey in terms of, say, maybe the vision of what he has as a leader in mind. So that being said, that means that in that mind, I don't really trust what he is doing. And one of the things that is very important is to trust what the leader is doing. And if you trust what the person is doing, you will also strive to align what you are doing in maybe in your sub group that you're leading. Because if you follow the stratification, and one thing I would also like to add is that there shouldn't be some kind of like the stratification should be probably in terms of creating structure, but not in terms of how you ideally lead people. So leaders are not meant to be dictators. So leaders are meant to drive change in a way that it is acceptable. The person that is the followers feel the vision and mission of the leader and accept it as this is something that I am buying into, not something that I'm giving. So we see it such that the person is not giving me this, but I am actually buying this. And as such, it makes it easy to manage the power dynamics. And if we trust in the leader, and it's easy to also trust the leader's judgment. And just like as human being, the leader may not be perfect, but at the same time, as the followers, once we trust the leader and we also align with the goals of what the leader is bringing forward, and then we can also be there to protect the integrity of the leader. For example, if Casey did something that I feel like, oh, the Casey that I know won't do that. Oh, maybe I see that. Oh, maybe it's something that shouldn't have been. I won't take that and then say, oh, I want to create, oh, this is how I think it should be done. Then let me do my, or let me tell the people under me that is, and all of us are still under Casey, to do things this way, which is kind of against what Casey wants. The best thing to do in that situation is to go to Casey, which is in love and in kindness. Let Casey know, oh, this is what I think about this. So, and this, what do you think? And then Casey can also from there really understand, oh, we should have done this better. Oh, I think you're right. Or maybe, who knows, maybe I was even wrong. Then they can explain to me and make me understand some things that are missing that I don't understand. And now relating this back to the preamble of the question, which is taking one from where one needs to be, from where he is to where he needs to be. And this has to do with the potential of the leader to identify the potential that is in the follower. The leader must have seen something. The leader has seen a potential that, oh, this person I'm working with, that is one of the attributes of a leader, to see through you. So when the leader sees through you and sees your potential, even way more than you see yourself, that, oh, this person should be here, then that informs the leader how to manage, to deal with the follower, taking him or her from where he or she is to where it needs to be, because the leader has seen that. And that is one of the ways in which trust is also important to emphasize. That is why the leader is trying to take us through that journey, because he has seen something. We should trust that process, that this leader, I trust in him, what he is doing, and then I will let him help me to get to where I need to be. So that is how I think this can be managed, and I hope that answers the question.
Thank you very much. You have done justice to that question. And in fact, that your explanation has given rooms for more questions. Please, if you have questions, please drop it on the chat. We all will be following up your questions as much as we can. So send in your questions so we can analyze it, give more enlightenment, and give possible ways. Thank you very much. We'll be going to the second lady in the house, Bolu. So judging from the answer Lake has given, it talked about trust. That as a leader, you should be able to build trust. You should be able to let your followers understand that this is who you are, this is the things you do not jeopardize and part of a leader. Now, understanding that not everyone will run with you on your vision for any organization you find yourself, or such as us in Dekemp. As the leader, what measures will you take to ensure sustainable growth? I take the question again. Understanding that not everyone will run with you on your vision for an organization, wherever you find yourself, and even in Dekemp. As the leader, what measures will you give to ensure sustainable growth? Judging from the fact that as leaders, you're not to give excuses, what measures will you take to ensure that there is sustainable growth? Over to you, ma'am. Please, is she there?
Okay, I thought I wasn't the one to answer the question because he said second lady in the house. So I thought there was another lady that would speak. Okay.
We are just the two of us. What can we do?
Okay. Thank you so much. You talked about what? Sorry, what was the question?
I said, judging from the answer Lake has given, he said that To overcome power dynamics, you must first of all, as a leader, build trust. Now, having all of this understanding, that's to you right now, having all of this understanding, you have to build trust to, of course, overcome these dynamics. At the same time, understanding that this vision of yours, not everyone will run with you at the same space. This statement was made by one of the speakers yesterday. And for any organization. Now, as a leader, what measures will you take to ensure that you still achieve the organizational goals and the vision? There is still sustainable growth, even when you do not have everyone on your team working with you at the same time for the common goal.
Okay, thank you so much. I hope you can still hear me. So, for me, the measures you put in place is some people will not run with you at first. So you need to keep moving as a leader. At the end of the day, some of them will join you. There are some people that's why I talked about emotional intelligence. If you notice, I talked about emotional intelligence when I started. That is why you need to understand your followers. Some people will not run at your own pace when you are running, but they will join you. Why some people, no matter how you talk from today to tomorrow, they will not catch up with you. So the method you should work with for those that are not even ready to catch up with you. You can work with those that you know that your vision aligns with theirs. You keep moving. If not, they will draw you back. There are some people that they can drain you mentally. It has happened to me. You are working with them, they are not ready, and they will not tell you that they are not doing again. You ask them, are you still interested? They will not talk. So for you to keep moving, you have to be resilient as a leader. You have to be determined. You have to employ doggedness. You need to keep moving. Focus on your focus until it makes you the focus of many focuses. So as a leader, understand your followers, understand your team members, those that are not ready to work with you. So sometimes, if they are not ready to work with me, I look at other people. Okay, I study them. This person, I can work with this person. And sometimes they catch up. Those people that some of them will not even catch up. Sometimes I will try to pull them, they are not ready. When you see that they are not ready, you continue with other people. Because some people are like that. No matter how you push them from today to tomorrow, they will not work with you. And that's how the world is. You are not called to solve every problem. You are not called to solve every problem. And as a leader, it's not everybody that will work with you. Everybody cannot work with you. That's why you are not called to solve every problem. And that's why effective communication is also necessary as a leader. Effective communication, you understanding your followers and calling them, you guys, both of you should talk. Okay, what is happening? What's the problem? So people are not working with you because they are going through a lot. You are in a world where people are going through a lot. In fact, in Nigeria, everybody is going through something. We are all going through things. So there are some people that are going through family problems. It's not like they don't even want to work with you. Some are going through school issues. People are going through a lot. So that's why effective communication is very key as a leader. Understanding your followers, your team members, emotional intelligence, effective communication. You are calling them. What is going on? Is there something you want to share with me? That's why as a leader too, you need to be able to, you need to not just be that bossy leader. You need to be able to build relationship with your team members. That is what makes the difference. And most of us, we make this mistake that I don't want to be close to them, or they'll take me for granted. One thing I do is that if you meet me in person, I can be very focused. Yes, I'm very focused, but you cannot meet me in person and you cannot see that lively aspect of Bolu. It's not possible. Those that have met me in person, except I just want to be calm in a place, but those that have met me in person, those that know me during my Teach for Nigeria fellowship, some TFM people are there, you will see that lively aspect of Bolu. Some people used to see me as a sanguine. There are some places I go, I'll just pretend as if I'm a sanguine. I'll just make the place like that's why as a leader, you need to be friendly too. It is when you are friendly that your followers will be able to tell you what they are going through. But if every time you are burning your face, you are just frowning your face, nobody will even be able to share their issues with you because people are going through a lot. People are going through a lot. And I've worked with different people. And sometimes I see that their attitude is not because they don't want to work. It's because of what they are going through. So as a leader, the strategies to employ is effective communication. Be friendly with them, know what they are going through, and be able to use the decision gotten to guide your decision. So be friendly, effective communication, understand them. And sometimes some of them will catch up with you. But if they are not ready to catch up with you, keep going. Keep going, keep going, because that's why as a leader you have to be dogged, you have to be resilient, you have to, a lot of people will want to frustrate you. You have to be dogged, resilient, determined. That's why you must know where you are going until the purpose of a thing is known. How do they even say that statement? I've forgotten how to say that statement. When the purpose of a thing is not known, yes, abuse is inevitable when the purpose of a thing is not known. So you have to know where you are going. If you don't know where you are going, everything will look like where you are going. They'll just draw you back. So you have to keep moving. Keep moving. Sometimes you need to keep moving and work with those that are ready to work sometimes. Okay, I think I've said so much. Let me stop here. Thank you very much.
You've not said so much, but you've done justice to the question. You have not said so much, but you have done justice to the question. And guess who is that idealized leader? Is Dr. Casey, because this is one person that will prioritize your health, your personal being over any other thing. And of course, not letting go the main goal of the organization, but it has you at heart. So that's so beautiful to hear, because an open communication will, of course, foster shared responsibility, foster growth in any organization. Thank you very much, lady, for doing justice to that question. Okay, the next question will be going to Samuel. Mr. Samuel, are you there? Okay, we say that an idealized leader refers to modeling of exemplary behavior that align with the organizational goals. An idealized influence refers to modeling of exemplary behavior that are aligned with the organizational goal. So this is me trying to tell you to let your answer be around an idealized leader or person, an exemplary leader. Now the question now comes. We say, how can a leader balance individual accountability with shared responsibility in a collaborative fellowship model? How can a leader balance individual accountability with shared responsibility in a collaborative fellowship model? The floor is open, Mr. Samuel.
All right. Thank you very much for that question. Okay, so to respond to that, let me use a scenario of, let me speak like one of a role model in the energy industry who would always say, I want to speak my mind, right? So I'm going to communicate my mind. Now, balancing your personal attributes, your goals, and all that in conjunction with that of the organization is not far-fetched from what we already experienced in Dekemp. Take, for example, this meeting, based on my time, where I am, 9 p.m. This meeting started around 9 p.m. I could tell you that Dr. Casey was on this call even earlier, much more earlier than a lot of people. You'll be wondering if he actually needs this more than people that are attending. He's coming, of course, to also get to benefit and also get to give out his own best. As of course, based on he's the pioneer and founder of this body. He was, let me use time management. He was here already earlier than a lot of people or persons or participants. This is his personal attribute. And therefore, you can also be able to align that to what happens in the camp. Time management is actually a very, very critical skill that various leaders are supposed to get. So now a person who is able to manage his personal goals, his personal attributes, things that he does for his personal self, his personal growth, can also be reflected in what is the organization vision. So you could see that at some point in time, whatever is then happening within the organization and on is a bit a reflection of what the person, the leader, does. If the leader doesn't have a good integrity, it will show in the overall face of the organization. If the leader has less accountability, it will show in the overall goal or the overall result of the organization. We celebrating Dekemp at 5 now is as a result of accumulated good attributes of a person. And it's not far-fetched from what we're already seeing now. One person's attribute has grown into a big tree that people are already pulling out from, getting fruits and reaping fruits from one person's attribute. His time management skills, his integrity, his accountability, and so many other factors that are round about him has been able to produce lots of results. So I could say that a person should be able to, first of all, manage himself, because it is what you carry inside of you that will be seen outside. So if you are not if you don't have integrity, if you don't have good character, if you don't have time management and other attributes of a leader, it is going to show in any organization you handle. So you get to see people even in various places get to complain about different leaders. And it's usually say, let me use this scenario. When people are watching football outside, you tend to complain about the player that is currently playing inside, or hoping that when you get inside, you're going to do better. The truth of the matter is that when you get into that office of leadership, those little things that are inside of you will just manifest on its own. It will come out and it will magnify. It will be so loud. So a person needs to, first of all, work on himself, because whatever you have inside of you is going to show wherever you are leading. So I hope I've been able to respond to that.
Thank you very much, Samuel, for doing justice to that. I really do appreciate. So, giving answers to that question, I want Lay to also make references to the first question he has answered. Now, but on the second part. So we say ensuring that individuals are motivated to contribute to the collective goal while still taking ownership of their work. Now, remember the question he has just answered is leader balancing individual accountability. So now with this assurance from the answers he has given, how do you motivate an individual to contribute to the goal of the organization while still working on himself? That takes us to a transgenerational leadership. The floor is open, Mr.
Yeah, thank you. So the question is, how do you motivate others to contribute to the overall goal while the person, the leader, works on himself, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I would take this approach. So, for example, how do you motivate others? I believe one of the ways to motivate others practically is to be ideal, such that that motivation comes through you and then they buy into it. So that is one of the things that, to me, I believe it works well. That is, for example, what is my attitude towards the things that we are doing or towards the achieving the goal? That is, what am I doing? Am I working towards the goal? Am I, for example, for myself, am I motivated to do it? So, for example, I would give, so I can give an illustration of if you are giving a pitch about, say, you want to sell something, maybe you want to sell an idea or you want to sell a product. People that you're presenting to have probably never heard about the product, or they don't know about the idea. But before you leave the stage, a lot of people will buy into that idea. How does that come? It comes by during your pitch, you have successfully transferred your enthusiasm, your motivation, everything that you have about it. The same thing you are feeling about that your idea or product, you have transferred it to them, and they buy into it, and then they are also interested as much as you are. So in that regard, I believe one of the ways to motivate people is to influence them to do it. And there are different ways. There are different ways in which you can influence people. But one of the ways that I believe is effective is for you to let them see reasons to contribute or to achieve that goal. Because there is one thing to say, oh, you should do this so that we can have this. Maybe in a way that is more of you are telling them what to do. Generally, people don't like it when you are telling them what to do, but they appreciate it when you give them reasons to do what you want them to do. And then they take that, people want to have that they want to feel like, oh, I am doing this because I want to do it. So you give them that, and then they go into being motivated, and that is coming through you. They can see, you have shown by your examples how you're interested, how you're passionate, how you're motivated about doing that, or what you have done for the common goal. For example, Casey has built a bigger community, which I really don't know his vision when he started, how big it is. But now it's like what is going on is really big, and it will be it will be bigger. I'm anticipating that it will be bigger than what he might have anticipated. And how does this happen? He has started the work. The motivation to do it and everything comes first through him, and he transferred this to the people, the immediate, or what I would say, that I would refer to as the first set of campers. Transfer it to them, and they buy into this, and then they started building it. So if we transfer it through us to others, they buy into this idea, and then they get the motivation. And now I think the second part of the question, please, can you remind me the second part of the question again? I think there is a second part of the question.
While still ownership, while still taking ownership of their balancing individual accountability, right? So now you are ensuring individuals stay motivated to contribute to your organizational goal. Now, as the leader in that organization, how do you motivate them while still taking ownership of their work? Do you understand the question?
Yes, so I think I get it, the second part, because when I reframe the question, which is more like, wow, you're motivating them to contribute to the overall goal, which I believe I've talked about, and now coming to the fact that you are still also working on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So let's say, for instance, you're in organization, you're the leader of that organization. Are you there? Are you there?
Yes.
Let's say you're the leader of that organization, and of course, there are instances your followers who have challenges, just like our lady had earlier mentioned, family forces, problems here and there. Maybe somebody just lost a dear one and all of that. Now, how do you motivate them to still contribute to the organizational goal? How do you motivate them to still stay actively on their work? How do you help them to keep moving? But the end product should be the organizational goal.
Yeah, fantastic. I'll quickly address that, then later, before I round up, I will talk about we working on ourselves. So I believe one way to do that is being interested in that person. So for example, when you talk or when you have conversation, be interested in that person. So for example, maybe the person just is passing through a lot of things. First, like genuinely be interested in that aspect of their life. When you're interested in that aspect of their life, there is this way that if you do it right, they as human beings, they also know and identify that they need to get some things done. But you don't come, for example, you don't come to someone who is going through a lot of things, and then you just say, "Oh, I'm so sorry for that this happened to you," and things like that. And you now add the word "but." Can we get this done? We have this and all of this. I don't think that may be a very effective discussion. The most effective discussion would be to put that person first, to put the interest of that person first, which at the moment is maybe getting better from something or trying to overcome what they are going through. If you do that as human being, the resultant of it, which is that for every action, for example, there is a reaction. That is the action on your end. That is, you are genuinely interested in that person. And then the reaction from that person as human being will be to now think about what is the relationship between you, that is the work. And then they know and they use this to act in the interest of the goal that you are trying to achieve. And they by themselves will tell you, oh, what is going on about this? What can I do? How can I help? And then you'll be the one to say, oh, are you even sure that you can do this at this moment? I just wanted you to be fine. I just wanted you to overcome this first. And they will be like, no, I can do it. Because you give them the power to decide that. You did not tell them, because first you genuinely show that you are interested in them, in their personal things. And then the resultant comes back to giving them that motivation, that thinking, that mindset to want to, work with you to achieve that goal. So that is one way that I think that could be addressed. And the second part, which I would wrap up with, is about we working ourselves. If we are motivating others, but at the same time, we are still working on ourselves. That happens a lot because it's just the same way that, and one of the things that I earlier catch from Casey is that we are work in progress. And in his book, he also said that no one has it all figured out. No one. So not the leaders, not the followers. So we go, that is why everyone, not just the followers, everyone is inching forward. So that means the leaders is also improving. It's a constant process, improving himself in some areas, getting better. And at the same time, as followers, we are doing the same and learning from the leader. And if we both, the leaders and the followers, have that mindset, you would know that the leader too, as much as we are looking up to them for things, for motivation, for a lot of things, you would know that the leader too is a human being and it's also a work in progress. And that is why when things happen, we don't just quickly condemn people. Oh, and he's a leader, and why did he do this? He should have known better. How do you know that? So everyone is a work in progress, and that is why we have to be kind, even in critiquing or in trying to think about what is the other person's position in some situations. So I believe that is how we can both look at it. If we both have that mindset that we are both growing and inching forward in every aspect, then it's easy for us as a leader to do that. That yes, I am very good and comfortable in this aspect, or I have these attributes of not, but maybe I have things figured out on this aspect. But in another aspect, I am still growing. But at the same time, it shouldn't stop me from leading other people. I will also take advantage of learning as a process to inch forward. And followers to use that mindset to know that, of course, everyone doesn't have it figured out. We are all work in progress. And then this will really help us to understand the process and then help ourselves to motivate others while we ourselves are still a work in progress.
Thank you so very much, Mr. Lake. You've answered the question. I can say you have answered the question. And these are the lessons. I took out 10 lessons, about 8 lessons from what you've said. You say pay attention to your members, learn their personality types, develop active listening, develop empathy, learn interaction, conquer your biases, be patient while you are working with them. Thank you so very much for those lessons on people that are following us. Thank you so very much. And now takes us to another question, and this question will be going to our lady. So I'll be very careful. I will see the second lady again so that you will not feel somebody is somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, can I draw your attention to something? I don't know if this is correct, but I think Mr. Etebet was raising up his hand. I don't know if he has something before you continue with the question, but I'm not sure.
Okay, Etebet, please unmute yourself. I don't think his hand is still up. Etebet, do you want to speak?
It must have been a mistake. Let's go on.
Okay. So this to our lady in the house. They said perception might not always be true. Perception. Okay, you say he has a question. Okay. Mr. Tebe, please could you unmute yourself and ask your question just before we take the next question.
If you are muted, we can't hear you.
Etebet, I've asked you to unmute, please.
All right, thank you. Please confirm you can hear me.
Mute yourself.
Please do confirm you
Yes,
can hear
we can
me.
hear you, sir.
All right,
Yes,
great.
we can hear you.
So the question is to Bolu, actually. I don't know if that is the right time to ask the question, probably when you're done. But the question is directed to
Continue.
Bolu.
No,
Okay.
continue the question.
Okay, so she made mention of emotional intelligence and being very much conscious about your followership, right? Now, she also mentioned that you should hear from them and know how they feel and all. Now, how would you readily balance a personality or a follower who probably wants to override on your emotional intelligence? Now, I don't want to use that term override, but probably someone who overuses opportunities that you tend to open towards, right? How would you really balance that? And how will you really have like a drawback? Would you draw back sharply, or how would you really address someone who is overshooting his or her boundaries, especially a follower that you are friendly open towards? That's just my question.
Okay, can I answer this now or? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, can I answer this now?
Yes, you can answer now because you're still the next to answer.
Okay, thank you. So for me, the question says, how will you balance emotional intelligence? If I got it right, how you balance emotional intelligence if they want to override you. So that is why, as a leader, you have to be able to take your stand. You have to be able to take your stand, because if you are too gentle, people want to take you for granted. Yes, you can be friendly, but be able to balance it. People want to take you for granted if you are too friendly and gentle. So as a leader, you have to be able to take your stand. And you have to be able to draw the line. You have to be able to draw the line as a leader. And there are sometimes that you don't put emotions into it. If you put emotions into it, you will not achieve anything as a leader. You will not achieve anything. People want to take you for granted, especially people that you are too open to. When they say that you are too open, you are too friendly, they want to take you for granted. So as a leader, you need to be able to know when to draw the line. Sometimes you are not applying emotions to it. You tell them, this is my decision and it is final. And you can still come together and work together, but this is my decision and it is final. Let them be able to take your stand that this is what I want to do. So I don't know if I've been able to do justice to that question.
Okay, just to add to that question, to add an answer to that question. In leadership, there's what we call beneficial decision. Beneficial decision. Now we have what we call the common goal of an organization. Now, if that your decision you're about to take as a leader is of the interest of the organization or the growth of the organization, of course, you have to take that beneficial decision, not minding who will be affected. Saying that a leader has to be empathic, has to show some form of empathy does not mean you should let go of the standard rules of the organization. So sometimes empathy only comes to play where you understand that life happens. So let's say everyone needs to report to work at 10, and this is somebody reporting to work at 12 on a certain day because he lost a loved one or mother or something happened. Now, as a leader, you display what we call empathy because it does not go with the organizational goals. There is a standard, which means he has to be at work at 10. Now, but with this person habitually comes to work at 10, as a leader, you should be able to give that person sanction. What we call it oral query before written query. So you give about 3 oral queries before the written query. And of course, if it means to sack, you sack the person. Because most times when you give people those leverages, they take advantage of it. And you have to be extremely careful about that. Mr. Tebet, I hope we've answered your question.
Yes, you both did justice. Thank you very much.
Okay, so my lady, your question goes this way. Having the idea that perception might be stronger than. Did you get that point?
Your network is breaking. No, I didn't.
Okay. Understanding the concept that says perception might not always be true, but it is stronger than reality. Did you get that?
Yes.
Now, as a leader, kill this perception. As a leader, how do you kill this perception? Perception might not always be true, remember, but as a leader, how do you kill this perception of who you are not to your followers?
Okay, thank you so much. Perception might not always be true. So one thing I tell people is that your online presence and your physical presence, when people see you online that you are doing amazing work, when they see you physically, it needs to align. It has to align. Perception, when it comes to perception, people can see me online and they're like, this lady that is looking decent now, the way she used to do, maybe when I see her physically, she might not want to talk to people, or she might just be calm. But when people see you physically, it must align. It must align. So perception, how do they perceive you from afar? And this is where branding comes in. Is either you come correct or you don't come at all. This is where branding comes. As a leader, you need to have good brand. Is either you come correct or you don't come at all. So the question is, what are people saying about you? What is that thing that is being perceived about you? Your online presence, everything about you, aside your online presence, maybe your character, everything. Let everything align. Okay, if people say, this lady, she's doing amazing work online, she's doing this one, she's good. When people see me offline, they must be able to, it must connect. It's not that when they see me offline, I'll not start for me boss. No, that is not it. As a leader, people, you need to have good perception anywhere, online and offline. You have to come correct. What are people saying about you? That is branding. It's either you come correct or you don't come at all. Because in a highly competitive market, in a highly competitive world we find ourselves, your perception is what makes you stand out. So we are all leaders here, and the question is what will make you stand out in your workplace, anywhere you are. What is that thing that can make you stand out? That is your brand. What distinguishes you from others? That is your perception. When they see you when somebody speak to you on phone and you are calm, when they see you offline, it must be the same perception. So that is the way I can answer this question. Is either you come correct or you don't come at all. Anywhere you are, have a good personal brand. Let people say good thing about you. And it must correlate what they are seeing offline and what they are seeing online. Everything must align. So that is it. Everything still drives down to branding. How you brand yourself. You must have good brand, because if others cannot brag about your brand in your absence, permit me to tell you that you don't have a brand. Not until others can brag about your brand, you don't have a brand. So what are people saying about you? This drives down to everybody, including me. What are they saying about me? What are they saying about? As much as I lead projects, I try to make sure that when people see me physically, I don't fall. I'm still that friendly people that people know that, yes, Bolu is a serious person, but when you see her, when it's time to play, Bolu plays a lot. So there must be a balance. It must align. If others cannot brag about your brand, you have sense, you don't have a brand. What is your perception? Is it that do you watch rubbish or your price is far above rubbish? So I think let me stop here. Thank you so much.
Okay. Now, first of all, I must give it to you. I must sincerely give it to you. And please, for all our Kembites doing online, one of us have actually dropped, one of the panelists have also dropped his contribution to that question on perception. And thank you very much for my lady for being able to point out that what you're known for, perception is what you're known for and what people think about you. And that takes us to personal branding. She has exhaustively talked about the personal branding of your personality, of your person, so that people wouldn't come to a reality and it's not what it is, or the case vice versa. So thank you so very much. We have just 11 minutes to the end of the time scheduled for us. And I want to briefly do a summary of what we have talked about today. We say that collaborative fellowship is a leadership approach that fosters shared responsibility, collective growth, and mutual support among individuals, organizations, teams, etc. And we say it emphasizes on empathy, trust, open communication, and to achieve a common goal and create sustainable stroke positive impact. The key principles highlighted by our lady were shared leadership, mutual support, open communication, and collaborative problem solving. Thank you so very much, my lady, for those points. And we had a question that has to do with overcoming power dynamics. Mr. Legg was able to tell us that we need to build trust. We need to build trust. And I hope as you're going back home, you'll understand that being a leader does not just, most of us are already leaders in different places, in our churches, in our homes, and whatever organization we find ourselves. Understand that as a person, you need to build your personality. You need to be able to be a model. Let people see you for who you are. Let people not come to be disappointed at the end of the day when they really discover who truly you are. Stay true to your personality. Now, understand that you have weaknesses. If you have to work on it, work on it. If you have to find your feet in your weaknesses, please do. But please do not try to say, I do not want to change because of this and that. Thank you so very much, ladies and gentlemen, Kembites and viewers all over the world, for joining this amazing panel session of the Dekemp at 5 Anniversary Celebration 2024. We want to say, God bless you. Thank you for joining us, the moderator of the day. My name is Udemekwe, and I remain your humble lead panelist. Thank you very much, Dr. Casey. Thank you very much, the committee for Dekemp at 5. Please, the moderator of the day should take over.
All right, thank you, Udeme. Thank you so much for that very insightful session. Thank you to all the panelists for your contributions, for the insight. I had a lot to take home today. And I'm sure that everybody here also had so much to take home. So thank you to you guys. You guys did a very great job. Thank you. So we're almost at the end of we've come to the end of the session. I'm just going to quickly introduce tomorrow's event. But before I do that, I don't know if Doc has anything he might want to contribute to today's session.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yes, please, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I just want to take a moment to really appreciate the wonderful panelists. They made you rock as usual. Great moderation. Thanks to Lex. Thanks to Bolu. Thanks to Samuel. I really appreciate your perspective. At the end of the day, when we say we are all a work in progress, it really means what it is, right? I do not believe that we would get to a place where we feel that we have arrived, at least not for me. And I believe, and when I look and see what you guys do, I just feel so privileged. I always say it, I'm the most fortunate to be leading such an organization with so much potential. We are still at the beginning. It came at 5, but I can already imagine or rather, I cannot imagine what Dekemp at 10 is going to be. As long as we remember that we can always be a better version of ourselves, right? Let's not fall into this thinking that we have gone to the peak or we have achieved our peak. Our peak of yesterday is yesterday, right? It gives us the evidence that it's possible, but it should not keep us there. So thank you guys for sharing what it means to be a transgenerational leader. From the beginning, you have always been leaders, and gradually you can see what you have become by keep inching forward. So thank you very much.
All right.
We are much appreciative, Doctor.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I had I had a break in transmission. I thought you have realized that I was back. But yeah, I am very happy and thank you very much for the invitation and for the very insightful session. I'm very grateful for the invitation. So since I was not able to partake in the discussion, I just wanted to point out the entire point or just a recap of everything that has been discussed regarding leadership. So I would say leadership is just about finding the right balance between individual responsibility and working together as a shared goal. And as leaders, we must set an example by being honest, clear, and supportive. So when we align personal growth with the goals of the organization, we encourage people to work on themselves while contributing to the group's success. So, and then leadership isn't just about controlling others, if you think about it in a way, but about creating an environment where everyone feels valued and motivated to help, just like how Dr. Casey is taking everyone along in Dekemp. And by being clear about expectation, fostering trust, and then recognizing both sustainability, and in this way, we can prepare not only for the present but also for the future. And as we move forward, let's remember that change starts with us, and it is our responsibility to take action, inspire others, and leave a positive impact that lasts. So thank you very much for the session, and thank you for the host. Thank you for the lead, and thank you to Dr. Casey for providing a platform. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you so very much. That was beautiful. Change begins with us. Thank you so very much. Of course, we will take that home. That change begins with us. And thank you for being an exemplary leader. You did not just stay up, but you came back to give your contribution. I give you salute. All right, the moderator.
All right, well done, Uzairu, with that. And thank you, Deme. Thank you, everybody. So quickly, we're just going to introduce our events for tomorrow, which is going to be another session. And you all know by now that we always have a lot of value in store for us on our session. So tomorrow we're going to be having engineer Adeshina Jonathan, and he is going to be talking us through catalytic leadership, a backbone for inching forward. So I hope that everybody will be here, and I hope that we all make noise about the event for tomorrow. So thank you everybody for joining today's event. Thank you for your contributions and for your questions. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. So we all win. We are all a work in progress. Thank you and good night.